Hi, this is Jennifer Vezza from Belladonna's Botanicals, and this is going to be part of a series. I'm just going to call it like Jennifer's Insights, where I just talk about, give you like my perspective on different topics. These are meant to be kind of little shorter videos. If you have um, things that I get common questions about or common themes that I see, various topics. So the first topic I wanted to talk about um, in this series is, especially the timing of it's currently January, so next month is February, Valentine's Day, etc. So the topic I wanted to talk about is love spells. Um, my experience in them, and stuff I've gleaned from colleagues and clients and questions and other videos that I've watched and seen, excuse me, over the years. And my general feeling on love spells is, honestly, I mean, I'll cover this in another video, but I don't really do ritual for hire anymore. I don't think you could really pay me enough to do a love spell for someone. Now, I sell a lot of love spell related products, which you're free to do whatever you want to with them. I'm just not comfortable doing love spells for other people. I'm not even at the point. I am honestly probably not even going to do them for myself anymore. Or if I do, it with very specific parameters, because there's a danger to doing love spells and too many love spells, or the purpose of them. I understand 100% when I have customers and clients come to me out of desperation. They're in love, they want to get their ex back, or they want their crush to notice them, and or whatever the situation may be. It's usually something that comes out of desperation, and I know that from personal experience. So, or breakup spells, those are kind of under the rubric of love spells. It's like, well, I want them to break up with who they're dating now and get back together with me, or you know all these different things. And what I see there, I mean, the desperation, I understand what it's like to love someone and be pining for them and just want your chance. And it's frustrating sometimes when you're doing things, whether you've hired a practitioner to do a spell on your behalf, whether you're doing your own spells, whether you're buying products, to enhance things of that nature. And it can be frustrating when you just don't see any movement, or when um things happen but not quite the way you expect. Like, one of the lessons I've learned from falling on my face and by getting exactly what I want from a love spell, is that there's often a lesson that's being taught in there. It's kind of like, I feel like the advice I would give to someone if they're not seeing any movement in a love spell is to, I don't know, set it and forget it. That there's a lesson there, that if you are working with any spirits, your spirit guides, ancestors, what have you, there's probably a reason that love spell isn't working or isn't going to work. Because that person, you may love them, and they may be the absolute wrong person for you. Hi, been there, done that many, many times. That person I thought was like the love of my life, and that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. Yeah, there's been a lot of dog shit partners in my life. And sorry if any of you are watching, but um I kid mostly. Um, but it sets you up into a narrative, especially when you don't have a relationship already with this person. Like, it's not like a coworker or a mutual friend or a friend or an ex or something like that. And I've done work sometimes to change the energy of a situation, because let's just face it, I could be a lot sometimes. Got a lot of trauma, got a lot of shit. I can be a lot. But just to kind of, do, things to just make the energy of the relationship better or healing, things like that. I don't have a problem with that, but it's like once it gets to the point of really trying to bend that person's will, you have to wonder, do they love you, or do they really love you? You might get them, you might get in a relationship with them, but you're always going to be wondering, do they really love you, or was it just the magic? And then you might fall into the cycle of having to keep doing magic to keep them there or to get them back, because they might kind of start to realize, I don't know if anyone's ever done love magic on me before. If so, they failed. It's been pretty impervious. Um, but there are other things to consider, and I know this from working with from colleagues of mine, is that especially for people who do ritual for hire, is that you really have to vet people very carefully. Like, would you want your abusive ex that you have a restraining order on against you having a love spell done against you? So you have to kind of weed out the creepy stalker people, like, and you can, I know from when I get inquiries and stuff, and when I'm like, delete, um, that I can usually kind of sense that there's something. I get the vibe, the icky vibes about it. Like, I can sense when someone's kind of got like a desperate crush and really wants the person, and then when someone is just like, slow down, buddy. Um, but yeah, that is my general feelings on love spells, is that you really have to be careful what you wish for, because sometimes I've gotten exactly what I've asked for, just didn't ask for it right, or didn't hold up my end of the bargain. Things didn't work out. Or you end up annoying the entities you work with by doing way too much magic to get that person into your life or back, for things to work out, whatever the situation may be. I personally, um, like if I did love magic for myself, I'm either going to do self-love magic, or I am going to do something to bring love into my life, because it can become an addiction doing love spells and divination, like, all the tarot readings. Does he love me? Does it, will we get together? All that stuff. Believe me, I'm talking here from personal experience. I'm not just on my high horse, preach, preach, preach. And from the experiences I see from other colleagues, from other, practitioners, from clients, etc. And the other thing, and I'm going to make a separate video on this because it's kind of its own little standalone topic, is you kind of have to look at, like, a lot of relationships we end up in throughout the course of our lives are karmic relationships. And that's a whole ass other thing. And a lot of that gets over woo-woo romanticized. And really, it wasn't until someone sat me down and was like, yeah, no, you think the whole twin flame thing is like, oh my God, this is the one true person I'm meant to be with. No. And we'll get to that in another video, because I have some thoughts on that. Because a lot of times karmic relationships, I mean, I'm not saying they don't ever work out. I'm sure some people found their soulmate and live happily ever after and never had any major issues. But a lot of times with karmic relationships, you're learning a karmic lesson to change something, or you're working off some type of karmic debt. Like if you were in a relationship with someone in a past life and it was, abusive or whatever, or you're supposed to be learning something, and often those relationships are very short term, or they just don't work out. Met a lot of soulmates in my life, not currently with one. So because sometimes you just can't be with that person for whatever reason, like, it's, I'm gonna cover that in the other video. But anyways, Jennifer's insights on love spells: be careful what you wish for, learn to let go, learn the fine art of cord cutting spells, because sometimes it's best to just walk away with your sanity, and not the frustration of trying to do something futile, because there might be a very good reason that you're not supposed to be with this person because this person's going to fucking hurt you more than you could possibly imagine. You might be looking at them through the rose tinted glasses and think they are the most wonderful person in the known universe. And if, you end up with them, it could be a very bad experience. I mean, you might get what you want for a little bit of time and it might be great, but it might end up with you in a lot of therapy. Just saying. So yes, and to any other, I see a lot of people who do offer love spell and love work, and I'm not judging any of them. I mean, a lot of them are great, but again, it's if you're bending someone's will, do they really love you? Are they really in love with you because you've bent their will? Now, I practice all types of magic. I'm a little bit on the darker side of things, but I would want someone to love me for me and for things to come about naturally, not because I sold my soul to the devil for love, because you can only do that so many times. Anyways, yeah. So yes, that is Jen's thoughts on love. Anyways, don't forget to click like and subscribe. And if you're interested in becoming a member of this channel or Patreon, we offer memberships, and the information, there's a link below. We have different tiers with different types of content, and also working on my Discord server. So we can build some community stuff there because I haven't been all that great with that in the past year. So anyways, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.